We previously covered a list of 5 supposed Dalek weaknesses and debunked each one, including some long-standing Dalek weaknesses from Classic Who that were eliminated from the Dalek design in New Who. However, considering how powerful Daleks are now, what genuine weaknesses do they actually have that writers can exploit to create organic, believable Dalek defeats? Number 1. Extremes of heat or cold. All Daleks, regardless of model, have shown to be vulnerable to intense extremes of heat or cold. The army of Daleks on Spyridon were defeated by a deep freeze, and the Bronze Daleks of the Second Dalek War were shown to be vulnerable to ice bombs. Daleks have also been destroyed by extremes of heat too, such as the Recon Scout's casing being melted by a modified microwave oven, or the Dalek Executioners being destroyed in a factory explosion. However, many of these defeats were lucky one-offs, with someone, usually the Doctor, exploiting very specific resources or circumstances of each situation, such as a custom modified microwave oven or homemade ice bomb. Number 2. Huge amounts of electricity. Daleks have been shown to be vulnerable to large amounts of electricity, as this can damage the Dalek casing and injure the mutant inside. However, the amounts of power have to be astronomical. Even a weakened Dalek is capable of absorbing ludicrous amounts of power in order to restore itself, so in order to overload these systems and cause damage to the Dalek casing, the power needed would exceed most nuclear-fission civilizations such as ours. Number 3. Highly focused energy weapons. One of the earliest known Dalek weaknesses that has persisted throughout their many reinventions and permutations is the inherent Dalek weakness to their own weaponry, and other powerful focused energy weapons in general. While most energy weapons are simply absorbed by Dalek shields, such as the Cybermen's energy gauntlets, there are some examples of energy-based weapons that are effective against Daleks. The human Daleks of the Cult of Skaro use Dalek weapons against their masters, destroying Daleks Thay and Jast with overwhelming fire after a prolonged firefight. Rusty was also able to destroy a whole group of Daleks using a combination of the elements of surprise, precise marksmanship, and rapid firing from his gunstick to destroy a squadron of Daleks extremely quickly. If a Dalek weapon can be salvaged, it is without a doubt the most effective firearm to use against the Daleks. In the far future, humanity was able to exploit this to create their own powerful lasers that, with concentrated fire, were capable of destroying Daleks. The Preachers of Pete's World also developed anti-Dalek guns that could pierce Dalek shields and destroy their casings in a single shot. These weapons require a significant expenditure of energy in order to function, however. Number 4. Their obsession with purity. Perhaps the most persistent Dalek weakness of all is their obsession with their own perceived purity. This limited ideology has stunted the Daleks over the millennia, and as a race they have passed up on innumerable opportunities for change and development due to their dogmatic mindset. Daleks are focused on purifying their own race, and particularly fanatical Daleks will often prioritise destroying impure Daleks over all else, sometimes to their detriment. While avenues for exploiting the Dalek obsession with purity to use against them are limited, there are examples where this flaw in their personality can be manipulated to cause their undoing. Number 5. Arrogance. Without a doubt, the most reliable Dalek weakness is their arrogance. Daleks believe themselves to be superior to all other life forms in every way, and this often affects their strategy and methodology. Daleks will often arrogantly take fire regardless of the situation, leading to unnecessary casualties that could have been avoided. Daleks will neglect to eliminate exploitable design flaws from their ships or architecture because they refuse to believe that other living beings have the capacity to exploit them. And while Daleks are tenacious, resourceful, and relentless, meaning these weaknesses rarely matter in the long run, their arrogance is undoubtedly an Achilles heel that individuals can exploit if they are clever enough. What do you think of these Dalek weaknesses? How would you implement one or more of these into a story if you were writing a Dalek episode? Are there any other prominent or persistent Dalek weaknesses that I haven't included on this list? Let me know in the comments below.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to
Dalek Bumps.